Hello, you lovely people off the internet. It's the Baron here with bits and pieces, with a bit of a special on dental hygiene. Yes, I know, that doesn't really sound inspiring, does it? But this is one of those things that some people may actually be interested in, rather than just yet another random selection of toys that so many other channels would obviously do, which I am obviously guilty of as well. But in this case, it's the tooth whitening kit. Yes, I have to admit it, I am rather bad when it comes to my own health care, or rather, my teeth at least. I'm not a smoker, I will say that straight away, but my teeth are as yellow as they come. And that is simply because I drink an extraordinary amount of a certain brand of fizzy soda pop drink. You may know the brand, it comes in a red wrapper. Yes, that one. They've recently changed the bottle so that they don't give you as much as they used to give you, but they do charge around about the same amount. So I've recently had a dentist appointment and I've been told that despite the discoloration, my teeth are in otherwise perfect condition. And I did ask if there was any way to sort that out, and the dentist did tell me that I could have something done on the NHS, but it costs about 250 quid, and that sort of just floored me right there and then. I spent the rest of the day looking through various different shops, such as in this case, Boots, which is where I picked this up, looking for stuff along this line. So without any further ado, I'll just give you the once-over as to how this actually works. You have this little container here with two mouthguard sections, one for your top row, one for your bottom row. Doesn't really matter which one you actually use there, they both do the job equally well. You have this little colour chart here, all the way from the darkest to the lightest. Doesn't seem to matter which way you put it around. Oh, hang on, is it back to forward? Yes, it's back to forward. So you have the darkest here at 16, through to the lightest, which isn't as light as what you might see some Hollywood bigwig using, you know, where they're so white and so perfectly straight it looks like they have dentures or false teeth. But anyhow, not to digress, and not to try to irritate the people at Hollywood, you have toothpaste, special whitening brand, a whitening gel, which you actually put into the trays here, and then this activator. The activator you are supposed to put onto the teeth themselves. So the order would basically, as far as I'm concerned, what I found works best, is to put the whitening gel inside the containers first, brush your teeth, apply the applicator, and then put the trays in. Now what happens after that? Well, you have to wear the trays for at least 5 minutes. You can wear them longer if you wish, I suppose, but it's not really going to make much difference there. And I've done this a couple of times now, and I've got to say that after about the 4th minute, the trays themselves, they do as good a job as they're going to do as keeping the stuff inside them and on your teeth, but it does of course leak out eventually and end up going all over inside your mouth. And it's much like as if you've brushed your teeth for a long period of time and not spat the stuff out for a while. You will eventually end up wanting to gag, and this is no different. 5 minutes is probably about the most I've been able to tolerate having those things in my mouth before I've had to take them out. But coincidentally, that's the recommended period of time anyhow. There were other devices that did other things. There was one version that had a laser thing that you would apply against your mouth at the same time, and it would shoot beams in that apparently were also clean. I didn't really feel like doing that. Shoot lasers into my mouth? That just doesn't appeal to me. But this overall seems to be doing the trick. Even after the first treatment I did feel cleaner. However, I did feel as if though it was pushing my teeth out of alignment. Might just have been the way I was holding it in my mouth, because you've got to bite down them to a certain degree to keep them in place. But I did feel as if though my teeth weren't quite properly aligned. It did sort itself out after, say, half an hour. But it did feel rather uncomfortable after that. You've got to literally hold them in place somehow, and I found the best way to do that was by biting down. That's probably not really recommended, to be honest, but overall they do seem to be working for me. My teeth do look cleaner. I'd say they've gone from about a 14 down to a 6. Well, that's possibly wishful thinking on my part. But if you see something like this, I believe this cost me about 15 quid. So, if you are wanting to cheaply clean your teeth and whiten them a bit, go for it. You may as well. One thing I will say is that the applicator itself was a bit awkward to use. You've got to be able to get it onto your teeth, and of course you can't get it onto the teeth at the back. The molars are more or less impossible to get to, and getting it on the inside, where your tongue would be, is more or less not going to happen. But the toothpaste seems to work nicely. The applicator does taste a little foul. Obviously you don't swallow it. Please, for God's sakes, don't swallow any of this stuff. But overall it does seem to be working, so yes, I do recommend it. Well, I think I'll say goodbye. If you can find anything like this cheaper, or that's even better, something that doesn't cost 250 quid, please let me know, and I'll probably not look into it, to be honest. Toodle pip!